This is Stories Untold. My name is Bule Molebadzi. Welcome to this show. From single parenting to losing her job. Today we bring you the story of a mother and a daughter whom, despite all the challenges that they face, have seen the need to help the next woman. This is the story of Sandy Arnott and her daughter, Rebecca. Let's have a look.
Delicious.
I'll make a good cup of tea.
That's exactly what we need.
Tea is the elixir of life. That has proven to be true for Sandy Arnott and her 23-year-old daughter, Rebecca. Both unemployed, Sandy, a single mother of two, lost her job when the country embarked on level 5 of lockdown. As a result, she had to downgrade her lifestyle and move into this cottage. But instead of wallowing in self-pity, she found comfort in sewing.
Panda pads we started in August 2020. A lot of work was done before August to be ready to open up and start advertising. We got our website up and running. Panda, if you look at a panda, it's all about the environment. They care, they cuddly, they clean, that was our thing behind Panda. Also, it's my nickname, so that came into it as well. And then pads just elaborates on sanitary wear. So we wanted to add the pads so that you know what we do.
The Panda Pads initiative was born from their love for charity work. They wish to give dignity to women who cannot afford to buy sanitary wear. However, these are not your ordinary pads.
So the reusable pads, they wash and wear for a period of 5 years. So on a monthly basis, for 5 years, that's 60 months, they don't have to worry about, should I use food or should I cut up a t-shirt or use a towel? They have the solution in a bucket. There are a lot of communities that shame women that are having their period. So they've got a bucket which is private. They store their reusable sanitary wear in there. They wash it in there. We provide laundry soap. They wash their sanitary wear in there. And that is something that is theirs, not to be shared, which we have made very clear. We have taken those sanitary pads and tested them and washed them over and over and over again. There are 7 reusable sanitary pads. And if those sanitary pads are looked after, it will last them a lot longer than 5 years.
A charity organization is the last thing one would think of after losing their job. But not for Sandy. Together with Rebecca, they exhausted over 15,000 rand of what remained of their savings to get this off the ground. For Sandy, her life experiences were also motivating factors behind this humanitarian act.
I have 2 daughters, and when you live together, you kind of sync your menstrual cycles, and it was difficult to have 3 women in a house under those circumstances. And yes, it was a challenge. Financially, for me, it was a challenge. Luckily, for me, it wasn't food or sanitary wear, but it was difficult. And it was something that hit home when we looked at this concept.
However, at first, some people frown upon this concept.
The questions do come up, well, why would I want to wash my sanitary pad? That's not what I want to do. Why would you not want to do that? Why would you not try and help the environment? This planet is to be here for our children, their children's children. And the landfills are a problem. We know this. Sanitary pads get found in rivers which go into the ocean, which pollutes the ocean. You're fishing and eating the polluted ocean because that's what the fish is consuming.
This is your light to medium flow with 5 layers in it. This is typically for towards the end of your period, and this is the larger one, which is thicker and it's longer.
But because
so
the
it's
reusable
not
pads are
time
also
use.
cost-effective,
And,
those who
it's
use them
built in
welcome the financial relief.
On our distributions, we always give a talk and have a question session. And there was a lady that was battling with cancer. So above everything that a woman goes through, she's battling with cancer. And she wanted to know if she was able to wear the reusable sanitary pads every day, because that is what her requirement was. And we could obviously provide that for her. She could wear that every single day, wash it every day. So there's 7, she would wash and wear 1 every single day. And that was important to her, financially, as well as for cleanliness. Just to change one woman's life. And on that day, we changed 53 women's lives.
We've wanted to do this for a very long time. So when you're interested in doing something, you do a lot of research about it, get your facts straight, and through that you find out the big need for it. So when we're exposed to all this information, it just motivates us even more to do something about it. So we do know quite a bit about what women go through in this country, and being a woman, it comes close to home. I think it's mainly because we are women, and growing up we didn't have everything. Towards the end of the month, before my mom got her salary, we would struggle a bit, or we were just a close family that didn't have a lot to go off by. And we've always been involved with the communities around us and trying to help those who are in more desperate need than we were.
Rebecca's empathy also propelled her to pursue a degree in child and community development.
I was very fortunate enough to go to university, and I wanted to spend that time wisely, and that's why I did study child and youth development, to make sure that in the future I can help others. I didn't want to sit behind a desk and work a 9-to-5 job doing something that I wasn't passionate about, unless I was a social worker in the community helping kids. And now where I find myself helping women, it's where I see myself, and it's something I enjoy a lot more, and I'd rather do something with my life that I enjoy.
I know.
Sandy and Rebecca donate 20 buckets to Teddy Bear Foundation.
Was actually not able to attend school because she had an accident at school where she, obviously leaked through her uniform, and not having substantial means to provide any kind of sanitation and to utilize the pads. And the humiliation and the shame and embarrassment that she was subjected to, because it became school knowledge, public knowledge. And of course, people forgot about it, but for her, it remained etched in her memory. It certainly affected her self-esteem, and the fear and dread and anxiety of having to face every month, also not having sufficient information on the way forward of how to manage sanitation. She resorted to using paper newspaper, and of course, when they had toilet paper available at schools, which is not readily always available, she used that, but that wasn't sufficient. So, she was extremely anxious, worried, and was not able to concentrate in her work at school until it was identified by an educator, and she was referred for supportive counseling, and of course protective measures were instituted in enabling her to attend school. So we've been so privileged and blessed that Panda Pads approached the organization, the Teddy Bear Foundation for Abused Children, and they were very enthused by the work we do, and we were very excited that they were able to provide this kind of support to young girls and women. And it was a donation, a generous donation. So this certainly gave an opportunity for many girls to remain in school. So we are certainly aligned to what Panda Pads are also looking at.
This lady happened to be coming from a session with her daughter. Rebecca and her mother did not hesitate to share one of their buckets with her.
That's perfect.
But will this be of any use to her? Stories Untold asked.
I went up a Jaredin because number tenants, like I see they struggle. And to a point where I'll end up taking Ezami to Kenya because now, but when they have their periods, if I don't know, God willingly, if maybe nginezinto ezincane like my daughter's things ezincane ngiyabapha zona ukuthi basebenzise zona ukuthi badayiphe ngazo to go to school. If nakhona isimo sibucwayi nakimi I don't have extra to give.
Is it safe then to assume ukuthi lezi zinto zozifumana la namhlanje you'll be able to help la abantu bahlele eJardin kini?
Yes, I think including myself, because into enginotisile ngizokwenza example like this morning njengoba bengihleli la sengive ne-accident nje mara ngicokile ngi-right. So I think with these ones how explainele ngakhona ukuthi ahlala kanjani our movie, I don't think what I experienced today ngayi-experience futhi ngelinye ilanga.
As we sat
Angibheke and then conclude
Wheels of development are moving slowly here in Orange Farm, south of Johannesburg. Unemployment, poverty, and lack of resources continue to plague this community. But apart from their Panda Pads initiative, Rebecca and Sandy, together with their family, have been involved in charity work in this area for over a decade.
I started here 15 years ago, so I was 7 or 8, and I grew up with a lot of these girls and boys. So, I mean, they're all my age now, and I feel fortunate enough to give back. And the minute we started this organization, our first donation and distribution, we wanted it to be here because this place is close to our heart, and we definitely want to ensure that all the women in this community are covered and have been sponsored a care kit by us.
In that community in Orange Farm, there seems to be sort of a head lady, and she helps with the language, and she also helped to say to them, please, if you have any queries or questions, come to me. If I can't help you, I will speak to Panda Pads and get a response for you.
On the day Sandy and Rebecca donated their batch here, the lady was also a recipient. We were unable to speak with her. However, her father was open to a chat.
Ifamily yako bo Rebecca bangibiza buza ukuthi ngiyasonta yini. Ngabatshela ukuthi yebo ngiyasonta. Bathi bacela ukusiza isonto. Ngaleso sikhathi u2006 besase squatter camp. And then bacala ukusiza isonto, balinika ama biscuit isonto nokudla. Bebasinika nokudla bacala ne winter drive, blanket and jersey drive. Banika abantu balapha esquatter camp izingubo, ama jersey, izinto ezifudumalayo nezinto eziningi, ama toys abantwana kuphela. Njoba nilibona isonto leli likhona lana, yibo abasisizile. Uma ningabheka yonke le ndawo lela, isihlahla enisibona sila or iblom enilibona lilana, ulomndeni lona wakubo ungisizile. Lo mndeni lo usize kakhulu kule ndawo lena yase 365.
The work that Rebecca's family has been doing here also inspired her and her mother to start the Panda Pads initiative.
Kuye kwangijabulisa kakhulu ukubona umntana okhulele phambi kwami ayenza into enkulu kanjena, ngoba ngempela akayenzelanga lo mntanami kuphela, wayenzela, it was like 50 yabantu, different people abanika lama bucket lawa ukuze abasize ngezinto ezithile ezabomama. So into enkulu eyasijabulisa kakhulu nokusimangaza ukuthi uthando leli owakhula enalo esasemncane namanje akashinshi yena nomndeni wakhe wonke.
19-year-old Sonia Fakude and 20-year-old Helen Zwane were amongst the 50 people whose lives were changed.
Mina ngijoyinile ukuzolanda ama-pads because I was in need of ama-pads. Because vele umama akasebenzi endlini, so and she's a single parent, so sometimes imali beyangayitholi ukuthi angithengele ama-pads and I was struggling. That's why bengezelana ukuthi ngizothola wona ama-pads. Ama-pads mawaphelile, I had to come la kumngani wami ngizomcela. If akanawo, umama mengitshela athi akanamali, bekumele ngithathe indwangu ngidabule ukuze ngifake. If nakhona angiye esikolweni, manje esikolweni bengiye ofisini ngifike ngiyocela ama-pads.
Her friend Helen also used cloth for her menstruation.
Yo, like sometimes then ukuthi ngimcela ubaba like ama-pads azongitshela ukuthi like wayicela mina asumfazi wami phela wena into zenjani, like uba emotional, like uthi ngicele bani ngoba uye osebenzayo, uye ongacela kuye
ngicele nje imali yokuthenga insipho ukuthi ngiwashele ama-pads lawo nje kuphela nje.
The difference ukuthi i-panda pads i-comfortable, ayilimazi, i-straight. Then indwangu yona iyalimaza.
Uvela bomarashinyana and futhi like kufuneka ustresseke ngokuthi uzoba ne-stain or something ososukuma lapho, so yabo lena ayikholifable, like awuwarisheki nje nge-stain, ihlala kahle nje monyakaza unyakaza kahle nayo ayishifti the way like indwangu ishifta ngakhona.
Narash anifumana.
Awutholi rush and then ama-period pains awatholi kangako, like nje
Iya-reduce and ayinama-chemicals. Baningi abantu abahluphekayo la ngaphandle, baningi abalidingayo lo sizo lelo abasipha lona, ngathi bangaqhubeka ba-explore throughout the world basiza abanye abantu. Siyabonga kakhulu.
There's just these things that when you hear as a young child you're the same person and you just get along and you love one another, but when you go back home you don't realize, especially from a young age, that we're so different and we don't in fact live the same lives. So the fact that I'm fortunate enough now to help them, it means the world to me because we can get to the same destination.
I understand this is not the only place that you guys are giving back to.
Not at all. We've donated to the informal settlement in Putfontein. They're on the other side of Benoni. We had a huge drive there. Deliveries were made to Oliver's village, and that's where they're educated. Donations go to Oliver's village, and we were able to donate to them, which was wonderful. There was a drive that we did for a company called Give 10 Foundation. They are based in Cape Town, and we collaborated with them. We sent our care kits down. The excitement was huge. And yeah, together we were able to, as women, help other women.
If a woman will receive it in grade 7 or 8, she can then spend her whole high school career making it through without missing a single day. She doesn't have to miss out on school and she doesn't have to drop out. She can be empowered and go to school every day and succeed. We want that for all women in South Africa. We do rely solely on donations from the public. So without donations, we cannot make any of this possible. We're hoping to work together to achieve greater things. We are on social media on Instagram and Facebook under Panda Pads SA, and we have a website www.pandapads.co.za, as well as, and on there you can find our email to email us any questions you may have. Thank you for your support.
And on that note, that's how we conclude our special edition of International Women's Day. From myself, Pule Molebati, and an all-female team of Stories Untold, it's goodbye.